Hello and welcome to the Watch Kaki channel, where we bring you all the good and honest watch reviews. If you still haven't done so, please subscribe to my YouTube channel because I've got new watch videos uploaded every week just for you. And in today's video, we are going to take a look at this Nomos Club Campus 38, and I received this one as a gift I think sometime in last month, and I've been wearing this a lot during the weekends. I think it is the only watch I wear these days because I simply love it. It wears really well, very comfortable, and we're just gonna jump straight into the review. So just a bit of background information on the Club Campus. I think this is one of the newer lines in the Nomos catalog. I think it came out about 5 years ago. So the Club Campus is aimed at, as the name implies, it is named for people who have just graduated. So it could be their first good watch or first mechanical watch. That is how Nomos has positioned this watch. For me, I think it's a really cool watch. It borders between casual and dressiness. We just zoom in a little bit to see the specifics of this watch. As for the specs, the case does have a diameter of 38.5 millimeters. So I think in the catalog it is listed as Nomos Club Campus 38, but in reality the case diameter is 38.5 millimeters. It's got a case thickness of 8.6 millimeters, measuring from the base of the case back to the top of the slightly domed sapphire crystal. It's got a 20 millimeter lug width, and I say this is a strap monster for sure. I mean, you can put any strap on it and this watch is going to look very good. Lug length though is slightly on the long side. It's got a 49 millimeter lug length, as you can see here. It's got a bit of a lug gap going on. So just some more information not found on Nomos' website. It's got a dial or crystal size of 32 millimeters. Crown size is about 5 millimeters, and it protrudes out quite a bit at about 3.5 millimeters, thereby making it very easy to grip, very easy to wind. So the Club Campus 38 is powered by Nomos' in-house movement. This is the Alpha caliber, which hand winds. It's got a power reserve of about 42 hours. And one interesting thing to note is that it actually hacks. So the movement does hack. I'm going to give it a few winds to power it up. Meanwhile, we just take a look at the lovely Alpha caliber movement. I apologize for all the fingerprints and smudge found on the watch. These things are really hard to keep really pristine and shiny. So let's take a look at the lovely movement here. You've got stripes going on, sunburst on the wheels, and pelage at the base plate. I think this is just lovely. So turning over to see the main dial, the face, you will see that the small seconds here, the Kleiner Secunda, it actually hacks. So it comes to a second stop, and I think this will give you a better accuracy when it comes to setting your watch. Also interesting to note that the Club Campus has a water resistance of 100 meters as opposed to many Nomos watches that are rated at 30 meters. This has got to do with the case back and how it is attached. Now here we've got a screw-in case back, a screw-down case back, and comparing to another Nomos watch I have with me in the studio today, this one here has got a press-in case back, right, or a snap-on case back. So I think that clearly explains the differences in their water resistance. So I'm so happy. I mean, this is a Nomos that you can wear every day. It's got pretty good water resistance, good size and all that. You can't possibly ask for more. At the time of this review, the Nomos Club Campus 38 with sapphire case back, with display case back, it retails for Singapore dollars $2,430. My advice is, if you were to buy this watch, go into the authorized dealer, Watches of Switzerland. Go in there, smile at the sales associate, you know, big smile, be really nice, be very courteous, be very polite. You may get a good discount. So let's go on and talk about the case design and build. Of course, this one here has got a stainless steel case and it's all polished. Alright, all surfaces are polished. There are no brush surfaces anywhere found on the watch. If you ask me to rate the quality of polishing, I would say it is decent. Alright, it's not the best. There is no mirror-like finish. There is no suratsu samurai sword polishing found on any Nomos watch. I would say it's decent, it's adequate. There are also no bevels found here. It is straightforward design, no bevels, no chamfers. Although there is a really nice curve to the lux, long lux, but the lux curve downwards and sort of provide a bit of a wrist hugging experience when you wear the watch. So to round off the classic kind of look, it also has a relatively thin and simple looking bezel, no fluted bezel, engineered bezel or coinage bezel. So it's just simple polished surface and it's rounded, right, thereby giving the watch a very simple look to it. So these long lux here, I think it gives the watch a bit of character. It sort of tapers downwards as it reaches the strap. If you look at the watch this way, straight on, I think it looks pretty good. Slightly different when you put it on the wrist. We'll go to a wrist shot later on in this video, and I think for people with smaller wrists, the 38.5mm case may not be a very good choice. So on the Nomos Club Campus, there's a slightly domed sapphire crystal that sits proud of the bezel, and this is slightly different from the more classic Tangente I have. Alright, the Tangente has a dead flat sapphire crystal, and I think it is flush. It is in line with the bezel, and you can see here the Club Campus does have a crystal that sits proud of the watch case. And just one more look at the case spec inscription. This being a newer production watch, I think this one is made after 2018. So after 2018, Nomos have revised their case spec inscription. They have gone for a simpler case spec inscription as opposed to the one where they talk about the model name and they write down things like waterproof and stainless steel build. So over here is much simpler. The newer version, they've only got campus and club. This should be the serial number, and of course they've listed down the water resistance, 10 atm, 10 atmosphere, and over here Vasadik bis dry atmosphere. That's 30 meters for you. And now let's go on to talk about the dial design. I would say the dial is definitely the highlight, as with many Nomos watches. And the Nomos Club Campus range, they've got this California dial print going on. So the top half of the watch has got Arabic numerals and the bottom half has got Roman numerals. So I really love this mishmash of different types of numbers. As with many Nomos watches, they've got 2, 4, 8, 10 and 12 printed in numbers, and markers 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 and 11, they are using hash markers, and I would say this is a pretty interesting design cue to it, as opposed to watches that really prints out all the numerals. It sort of makes the watch well, I would say it's special. Doesn't necessarily make it less cluttered, but it is very special. One look, this kind of number layout, it belongs to Nomos. Even for the classic Tangente, you've got the same way of printing the numbers, 2, 4, 8, 10, and the rest are hash markers. There are no 6 o'clock markers because, well, it is eaten up by the KS, the Kleiner Sekunda, which is again one of the more traditional Nomos kind of design. And to set the records right, the dial itself is not white, alright? Neither is it silver. It is actually off-white, and I would say there's a bit of eggshell white feel to it, and at the same time it does have this pearl effect going on. And I tell you, the dial is just lovely. You got to see it in person. It is not matte, it is not shiny. It's got a bit of texture going on, but not too much. Right, I'll try to see if I can get a good angle to show you. There's some texture going on for sure, but it is not, Grand Seiko Snowfit kind of a texture. But at the same time, it's very nice. I really love the slight pearl effect to it. So in different light and different angles, it may look beige, off-white, or if you take a first glance at it, it will just look white. Alright, but if you take a closer look, spend more time to examine it, it really looks good. Silverish at times, also pearl at times. A really good looking dial. And continuing the KS theme of Nomos watches, the Kleiner Sekunda small seconds. The small seconds at 6 o'clock is recessed, with the same texture, and there's a splash of color given by that orange seconds hand, the little orange seconds hand, and really makes this dial just pop. Really beautiful looking, special. Like I've mentioned earlier in this video, the watch here, it borders between casual and dressy, being dressy at the same time. So really versatile watch, and has none of that boringness you would associate with dress watches. So there are other small little details, as you can see from the minute track here. There is no chapter ring in this watch. It's a flat dial, alright, or I would say maybe it's slightly convex, but as it is, it does look flat. And along the minute track, at every 5 minutes or at the hour markers, you will see these little prints there: 05, 10, 15, 20. Wow, really nice touch of details. And again, I would say these are things that you don't really see at first glance. Alright, so very subtle design cues from Nomos. And lastly, I'm going to draw your attention to the hour markers, the 12, the hash markers, and all that. Now these are obviously painted, they're not applied. They're thickly painted though, and there is a very nice touch of detail going on, because the markers themselves, they look like grayish blue kind of thing, but there is a thin border going on, and I believe it is in the same shade of orange. So it's very thin here. You might not be able to see it, so I'm just going to cut into a macro shot to let you see the details. And here's a close-up look on the details that Nomos has put on the hour markers. You can take a look at the really nice painted border at the hour markers here. So plenty of cool details going on the Club Campus's dial. And did I mention that this dial is also Lume? It's got the Lume hands as well as Lume indices. So I'm going to switch off the light to show you how bright the Lume is. And here's how the Lume looks when I switch off the lights. I've given it a blast with my UV torch, and I would say it glows in a light blue, so that's sort of a turquoise hue to it. It is definitely not the brightest. It is not Seiko bright. I would say it's pretty decent. I'm not too sure how long it will last, because it does look like it is fading fast as we speak, but I think it is probably decent, alright, for what it is. So just to round up a bit on the dial design, I really love the entire dial on my watch here. It really looks good. Pearl effect going on, and it looks off-white from a distance, and those lovely details on the hour markers, the border, and of course the really good looking small seconds hand done in orange. Overall, I would say this dial design, it is simple at first glance, but if you spend some time to look at the details, I think this dial is just a winner. So the Club Campus 38 originally came on a very dark grey, sort of a straight suede strap, and I must say it looks really good. It fits the watch really well. It's got a flat profile, and the colors, everything, it just matches the watch so good. I mean, looks really good here. But the downside is it has a light colored leather inner lining, which does not work well in our weather here in Singapore, because if you wear this for a few months, it's going to look black, dark and yucky with your sweat, and it gets all sticky. So I've changed this out into a leather strap with rubber backing, and I got this one from Nomad Watchworks. Must say this watch here, the Club Campus 38, is a strap monster, big time strap monster, because 20mm lug width, and it's got this look that you can go dressy and you can go casual. So I'm going to do a separate video on this one being a strap monster. Maybe I'll do a video strap show for this watch. And here's a reshot of the watch in natural light. As you can see, the Nomos Club 38 is not a very big watch, but there's a hint of lug overhang going on due to the very long lugs. They're about 49mm, so you always get that bit of lug overhang, and you can see from the side view here, I guess this is just the max lug length that I can take on a watch. So it does seem like this watch is just a very clear winner. It's got in-house movement, doesn't cost too much for a watch of this quality. I think it does sound like a clear winner, but it is not perfect. I would think it is better if Nomos has incorporated some brush surfaces. I don't know, maybe brush the top of the lux, or I don't know, have a bevel here and there and give it a bit of a brush or satin finish, because throughout this video review I had to clean the watch, I had to wipe the watch with my watch cloth, and I think it may not stand long periods of wear, because it's not going to end well, because you've got a full polished surface like this. Very soon you're going to see scratches. You may not know it, but putting your hand into your pocket, putting your hand into your bag, into the glove box and all that, I'm sure it's not going to come out very well. And of course, to echo the many complaints of the watch having very long lux, yes, I agree, the lux are just a bit too long. I think at 49 millimeters could be a bit too long. Maybe bring it down to 47 or even 48. I think you'll be better, because at the moment it does seem a bit disproportionate, but I believe that is the design look that Nomos has always wanted for their watches, so I can't really argue with that. And there's one small problem I find with the watch here. I find that the teeth on the winding crown here, I think they're a bit rough. Alright, you probably can't feel it because I'm just telling you on screen, and by holding on here I think it's a bit sharp. It's done in right angles, I think. Alright, so it is probably not as smooth as the one found on the Tangente. And this Tangente here again, it's quite an old watch. I think it's about 4 years old, and it has none of this rough polishing feel to it. Okay, but this one here is a newer watch. Maybe, I don't know, it hasn't set in yet. Hasn't gone through the run-in period, so does feel a bit rough when you're trying to wind the watch. So I think Nomos should look into such things and to bring this product to a higher level. And having said that, I must repeat, I'm sorry for repeating myself, you just need to think of this lovely movement here. Alright, so taking a look at the movement here will make you very, very happy. Alright, so if you feel down, if you feel that work is getting a bit busy, the pay is not so good, just take a look at this movement here. Lovely movement. Alright, the alpha movement is just lovely, and for this price point, retails at $2,430. You get some discount if you smile at the sales associate, so it's a really good movement to look at. Even on my Tangente, or rather the wife's Tangente, just lovely movement here. Alright, in-house movement. What more can you ask for? So there you have it, the Nomos Club Campus 38. Lovely watch, fun to wear, can be your everyday watch. It's got a good water resistance, 100 meters, very easy to wear on different straps, looks great, in-house movement, lovely movement. And I must say it does come at a good price for an in-house movement watch. Just take a look at the engravings, inscription in gold done on the base plate. Alright, just lovely here. So if you like this watch, alright, before they raise the prices, you really got to make a move, because hey, they might raise the price to $3,000 overnight, because the automatic DUW movements, they're going for about $5,000 retail price. So this one here is still set at a very reasonable price. So maybe my advice is grab it while you can. So this is the watch kaki from Singapore, together with George, this little boy here. Again, he's got a new coaster for his drink here. We're gonna say goodbye until next week. Bye bye. And the Tangente 38 has no Tangente on the 35 10. Okay, in-house movement, in-house movement, in-house movement, in-house movement. Alright.